I have 230 cases of data for you for burst protocol. Now make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more content. Now you're probably going to ask yourself, Robbie, why are the secret rares so not complete? Well, every other secret rare on this list was a 542er. All right, they didn't have enough time to finish the chart, I guess, and send it over to me. But 547 Forbidden Crowns out of 230 cases is actually a wonderful thing to be seeing. So, I mean, make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so we can keep up with the data. And the Fallen of the White coming in at a 543 is to be expected. I mean, those are the two cards that are the biggest highlights out of this set. And the fact that, you know, none of the secret rares are short printed to any degree, I think is pretty refreshing. Konami's done a pretty good job at this stage of keeping the short prints in line with core sets. Now, you got to remember, when we do get down to, you know, side sets later in the year, when we do see Rarity Collection come down, you know, that set has all sorts of inconsistencies. Every one of the Rarity Collections has had an issue with short prints. It's just nobody really takes the time to actually analyze and to go over that. So we are averaging across the board enough consistencies to actually make things look very good. So I guess going forward with a core set like this actually being good, it does basically ensure that Blazing Dominion is going to be crazy too, because Dominion is going to have the new Synchro hand trap. And the fact that that hand trap is as crazy as it actually is going to open up so many floodgates. It's going to be crazy. Now, what's going on with our ultra rares here? So our ultra rares will always have some weird discrepancies in it for whatever reason. You know, Konami says there's not short prints, but I mean, to the degree of discrepancies of about 200 or 150 copies on some of these is very interesting. Now, Rocket Loader, Elven Note Tina, the Royal Archfiend, Rescue Ace Quick Attacker, all are 660 years. Now, that's 4 potential cards. Now, the problem with this is some of these are 3-ofs. Like the Rescue Ace Quick Attacker is a 3-of. Why are we locking that behind, you know, a shorter print version? I don't actually know. I'm actually kind of annoyed with that, honestly. Rocket Loader, on the other hand, being, you know, sure, I'm not going to hate on that. Elf Note, you know, Tenia, I believe that was the blue one, which is a little bit inconveniencing as well, but I mean, sure, we can deal with that. It's just Quick Attacker's a little bit inconveniencing, I guess, if you're trying to want to build some of these little decks to take away. But I guess if they're going to end up being a little bit of money, I mean, the Royal Archfiends, whatever. I don't want to be pulling that in every sort of box, but I mean, they left the Archfiend Emperor at an 815. So your Boral Shroud, the Elf Note Seraphim, Archfiend Emperor, the Exosister Carmel, Ripper M, the Archmage Non-Finitio, Dracotail Shala, Invoke Magistus Omega, Mercurium, and Radiant Typhoon all coming in at a 815 is really nice. Honestly, the Ultras lined up very, very nicely for the first time in a very long time. But I mean, the thing that people want to see is how are the Starlights. Now, Starlight, Starbright, there will always be some sort of difference in these ratios. Now, 45 Forbidden Crowns. I am honestly shocked about that. Seeing that Crown was one of the highest number that was pulled. Wonderful job, Konami. You're going to make sure that the people that wanted the higher rarity crowns are going to be able to get them. But also at the same time, only 27 Fallen of the White Dragon? That's a pretty dangerous game that we're seeing being played here, because a lot of people want Albaz. And the fact that every sort of player out here that has wanted to have, I mean, you all know that you have seen one person want Max Rarity Albaz. I can't believe that those people are real, but, you know, they are definitely, they are a commodity, to say the least. So you've got people out here that are going to spend that premium because they want it. Now, there's also the fact that Draco Tail also wants to play this package in the deck because it makes the deck way more consistent. Who would have guessed that when you make a generic synchro monster that's able to bring out any of these bits and pieces, that, you know, it would be a centerpiece to strategies going forward. I never would have guessed that. Topological Blaster Dragon being a 42er of is kind of disappointing, but you've kind of got to take the good with the bad, I feel like. It is a cool card, but it's the first topological that we've had that's not really had a place within the meta. Now, Elfino Lucina coming in as a 30 of. Now, if you were wanting to get some Elfinote stuff, it's pretty interesting and useful news to know that those are going to be decently available. Tri-Brigade Spriggan's Kit as a 27er. This is interesting. So I guess the takeaway with Kit is she's like a one-of in the Tri-Yummy builds because, you know, she's a little free extender for you to kind of work with and be able to build up some boards. But I don't know. I found that's a little bit interesting. Spenta as a 39 of. Now, I'm okay with this. Spenta giving you quicker access to the whole little synchro line of things in the deck, because Zorowa's a tuner monster is really, really good. Especially Spenta discard being able to toggle through is kind of nice. Rescue Ace Arborator, man, if there was a card I didn't want to pull 45 of for a set like this, it's definitely Arborator. Dark Lord Evening Star coming in as a 27er is interesting. And we also only got 25 copies of the Twin Tempest of the Celestial Thunder. So the Twin Storm Deities ended up being a kind of harder to get card when everything was said and done. I find that to be kind of interesting as well. Variance was just not in terms of that. Ecclesia also was another card that was kind of hard to pull. That's kind of interesting. I know a lot of players are going to want one singular copy of that in upgraded form just so that they can fling off of the Fallen and the Virtuous and then be able to tuck it back into the extra deck for the resource. Boral Shroud at 41 is not surprising, but also Rocket Loader. Rocket Loader also got the sad end of the Starlight treatment as well. That's interesting. Elf Note Tenia coming in at 27. Elf Note Seraphim coming in at 30. Royal Archfiend 27. And Archfiend Emperor coming in at 29. Quick Attacker also came in at 29 in variants. Exosister Carmel came in at 43. That was actually probably an interesting call. But Ripper M also only coming in at 25. I'm more intrigued about that. Though Ripper M does have the multiple rarities that you can pick from. It's just interesting to see that, you know, we got a discrepancy on that. Archfiend or Archmage non-finitio, 27 of those. Interesting. Though that card is pretty strong. We did get to see Draco Tail Shala coming in at 29. Interesting that they kind of shorted that as well. The Invoke Magistus Omega coming in at 38. Okay. Mercurium, the Living Quicksilver, the break this card TCG, please. There's got to be a way to do it. 44 is very good. Radiant Typhoon, Varum, the Marine Eldion. That Link 2 is some of the most cracked Yu-Gi-Oh! That I've seen. That's coming in pretty decently. And Assault Mode, the Altar coming in at 40. The fact that the Assault Mode actually came in very, very nicely for this is kind of nice. In terms of what we're dealing with here, I mean, the set looks pretty nice. I think you've got a decent amount of variance available to you in the pieces that we've got. And I'm honestly just kind of looking forward to seeing what this set is going to bring to the table. So actually a good piece of news for once in this game's life is crowns are not actually obliterated into the ground, which I think is very, very good. So please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. You guys stay safe out there, all right? Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.